Welcome back, everyone, to Pineleaf in Mordor, and we have found the eastern camp of Hrudvord, and I think we need to ask them a few pointed questions on where the whereabouts of our friend is. If we could use the word friend, that is, of course. Probably not. Of the wily. Yes, where is the wily one? Well, it does help if you have somebody with you, that's for sure. Oh, that's probably a bit more than I really reckoned for. A lot more than I reckoned for. Fortunately, whatever he is, he's a champion. Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, we got Mr. Pew Pew there. And of course, as well, at least I'm not here alone. That would have been troublesome if I were. Let's take care of this guy first. Well, this is my quota. There is no sign of Aorzan. Well, maybe he's so wily that we can't tell which one is him. Did you ever think about that? I mean, he is wily after all. He's Wily Coyote. Super Easterling. Is that Aneth over there? Yes. And it looks like he's with Aorzan. How about that? Well, hello there, Aorzan. How are you doing?
Do you rejoice to pursue a man who has done nothing?
I know you two have followed my trail. Do you rejoice to pursue a man who has done nothing? There is no kindness in your hearts, no forgiveness. I am Aorzan the Humble, nothing more. When I escaped to Thurthang, I thought to build my strength, find my allies, and rain destruction upon my jailers and the great multitudes of my enemies. But it is not to be. I went first to the Isenmouth, but the guards would not let me pass. I then went to my old camp, home to my servants and my sworn men both, and found it hostile to me. They had been given Ortaku the command, and my servants and all my sworn men look upon me as a coward, as an unwelcome stain upon the Conador. Conspirators and ingrates, all of them. I sat down here by the road, once mighty Aorzan, fallen so low as to have no place in all the world. I am not welcome in Gorgoroth. Even the orcs spit upon me, and there is no place for me with my own kind, despite my long military service and impressive chain of titles and deeds. Ortaku has seen to that. And Gondor? Do not make me laugh, vile pursuers. Gondor would not welcome one such as me, and I care not for that invading land anyway. If I remember correctly, you invaded first. Well, that's beside the point. I have been waiting here for you to catch up and put an end to this miserable day. I surrender to you. Do with me what you will. But if you levy death upon me now, you will shame yourself in all your claim of honor. I am Aorzan, twice imprisoned, first by one side, and then by the other. What do you call yourself? Pineleaf, you say? And his name is Anath. I have heard more impressive names. Truly, I have worn mine myself. Yes. You want the trinket, do you? It is no small use to me. It is no use to me at all. I stole it from the vault of Durthang, for I thought it might be useful. Yes, I wanted a valued artifact to barter with some self-important greed-blinded fool. Pfft, you can have it, Pineleaf. Oh, wonderful. Hmm. Oh, well, I've got the artifact, but what do we do with them?
You don't believe his sad story, do you?
He is called Eorzan the Wily for a reason, no matter what name he takes on himself now. Ah! We cannot kill him, Pineleaf. He is a surrendered man, and the tale he weaves is one of despair, whether I believe it is truthful or not. If we were to slay him now, we would be no better than Ugrakor, who betrayed the Thandrim. But we must keep a close eye on him and not forget that he is our enemy. That our other enemies have cast him aside does not absolve him of the guilt of his crimes. As for the trinket he gave to you, I think any study of it should be reserved for Mithrandir. I feel a great deal of evil emanating from it, and shouldn't the wizard ensure that it is not the devious trick of Eorzan's before we accept it? It is a small curio, easily held in one hand, and its design is not a Mordor. I think it was fashioned elsewhere. It may be that its stay in the vault of Durthang has imbued it with the unpleasant aura that surrounds it. Bring it to the wizard and see what he thinks, Pineleaf. Oh, I suppose we have to bring our captive out of Mordor. I do not like this, but we don't have much choice now. No, we don't have much choice now. I suppose it's time to speak with Mithrandir. And speaking of surrenders, now that I think of it, I had picked up a few surrendered dwarves and Nernhoth along the way, so let's see what the soldier has to say about those efforts.
Things will go from bad to worse, I expect.
So, you're the one who sent all those poor souls this way? They have not proved themselves dishonorable thus far, and waited peacefully until they were escorted out past the black gates to be served justice, as is their due. You have done right in taking their word, I think. All right. Ooh, 108. Hey, I think I get a trade point for that, don't I? Well, I'll have to see about that. But at the moment, we need to worry about Mithrandir. Greetings, Gandalf. I brought a prisoner and also an artifact of some sort. We're wondering what it is.
What is this talk of prisoners? You have brought an Easterling out of Mordor?
That's what I said. Eorzan the wily, humble, or whatever he calls him these days. Well, this is not an heirloom of Mordor, that's for sure. But it is wreathed with corruption. I will see if there is aught to learn from it, but for now, you should not trouble yourself with Eorzan or his purloined gift. Both will be watched, and we will see what might be learned of either. Alright, then what should I do, Gandalf?
The air in Udun is filled with choking fumes and unhealthy vapors.
Adventurers who have sojourned into Gorgoroth have reported a great deal of discomfort, not only of the spirit, but of the body. The air of Udun is filled with choking fumes and unhealthy vapors, but nowhere worse than that produced by the mines and foundries of Anglach. Oh, now you tell me after I come back from it. I have prepared a number of restorative draughts that should bring comfort to adventurers in Udun. I ask that you go to Anglach and give these draughts to any there who might suffer from the maladies. Tell them, too, that they must withdraw. Every moment they breathe the foul fumes brings them closer to harm, and further from real recovery. Okay, now, when you talk about all these fumes in here that are getting into your lungs and into your throat and all this, one of the items that they have is called the expeditionary choker. someone was very much into wordplay. That's all I gotta say to that. This place looked as nasty as it did before, and yep, there are fumes all over the place, all rising up. Real nasty. Here, need some water? Here's a draft to help you. My vigor returns, and so I will go to the Black Gate in safety. That's a phrase you wouldn't have heard in any previous chapter. Here's a draft to help get you better. Try this. My vigor returns, and I will go to the Black... Yes, I'm sure you will. Safety to the Black Gate. Boy, real strange thinking the Black Gate is a place of safety. Here, try this. That's just what I needed. I'm leaving while I can. Yep. There you go. Hello, would you like a restorative draft?
What have you done? You have stopped my men from their tasks.
I lead this group of adventurers, and if they are not fighting orcs or searching for treasure, they are not doing their jobs. The air here is foul, that is true, but these are strong men, and they cannot use that as an excuse for lax in their effort. You will wish to be of help if you could make your way into the mine. It is delved behind the foundries there, and descends beneath us in a great distance. Yes, I've been in there before. Who knows what treasures await us in there? I found a pair of pants in there. Well, if you care to so much for the lives of these men, you would be doing them a service if you thinned out some of their foes that lurk in the mine. You might want to find some treasure, too. Bring it out here, and I will return with my men back to the gate so that they may recover. But not before. Boy. I want to get treasure. You got my men away. You scared them away, so you have to go get it for me. Bah! I checked out that trade point, and it was an odd trade point, so I won't be able to spend it yet. But I am in here, and that's not an orc. I need to find orcs, not... Alright, there is an orc up there, so therefore, I'll need to get that. I did run into one on the way here, chasing another player out, so I thought, I might as well take care of it and get a jump on things. But of course, I'll be needing a few more of these before it's over. And I need to defeat orcs, below Oglok, and of course, retrieve treasure. Is it going to be better than that artifact I found earlier? That's the question. How am I doing on light at the moment? 26! So that's better than the last time I was in here, when I had to worry about something like 14 or something like that. Actually, no, I think I had only 8 or something like that, which is really pathetic. Alright, hey, that's a big hammer, you know. Look how big that hammer is. Really, can he really hold that hammer? I suppose he must be able to. Alright, that is 2 orcs down and 4 more to go. And I'm sure we're going to find a few more if we go... Oh, that was down. Well, you see there are a few down there. So assuming that we don't find any more up here, we will easily run into a few in the end. Ah! But this area is not devoid of orc kind. Now, I think it would be a lot easier for the forces of Gondor if it were, but that's beside the point. And I see these guys are still tough. At least I have a level above them. I suppose I can always bring out flax. And that's always an option, isn't it? Alright, that's 3 treasures, and that's the... Alright. Oh, broodlings. I don't need broodlings. I'm looking for orcs. You're not orcs. You're spiders. I can tell you're spiders because you have twice as many limbs as the orcs. Of course, unless it's two orcs inside one body. Really clever disguise, especially since how small they were. If the spiders were larger, I might suspect that. But I think it's unlikely to be two orcs unless they're very, very small orcs. Micro orcs. The new forces of Mordor. Micro orcs. They are Sauron's last great experiment that he was trying to work on before the destruction of the Dark Tower. The Micro Orc. You'll never be safe on the beach again. Let's see if Flax is any way useful. By going against another orc here. Do I take this down any faster? Now, Flax has got how much morale right now? What I really need to do is an experiment to see how fast I could take one down with Flax and without Flax. Now let's see, I think she mainly does common damage, which might not be too helpful. That's 5 of those, and there seems to be another those nearby, and a rusty small chest. And a forge worker. So I suppose every little bit helps. Right? It could be that if I get adds, this little amount of damage that she does may make a difference. That's something to keep in mind. I must have turned off all of the numbers that go up. Probably because I had a lot of RP in my last series and I wanted to keep those numbers out. Well, I suppose that's possible. How are these things going? I'm gonna have to go through all these things, aren't I? Oh well. I'll meet you back outside, where I'm sure I'll find more spiders. Alright, here are your stupid treasures. Now, will you go back?
This is all you found?
These few bubbles are the most treasure you could wrest from the mines beneath Anglach, foundry of the great Sauron? Ah, places of great shadow will hold greater rewards, and we are on the outskirts of the lands that were his. Perhaps greater treasures will be found where the grip of the shadow is stronger. Or perhaps you did not know where to look, Pineleaf. Just as soon as my men have recovered from breathing in the noxious fumes of this place, we will be back. The real treasure must be hidden deeper within the mine. Even so, a deal spoken is a deal done. I will do as my word, and my men will have a few days of rest to recover before we return. Well, at least the good with that. I should also tell you the story about a captain who was down here and who went crazy looking for artifacts down here. I'm just saying it's not a healthy place to remain. Just saying. Just saying. Let's go back to Mithrandir. Alright, Gandalf, I delivered your message.
To linger so near to Anglach is unwise.
I saw a group of treasure seekers returning from Udun, so I know you did your duty and compelled them to return. They do not value their lives as greatly as they value their treasure. If they continue on this course, they will soon have neither. Treasure makes fools of all men. To linger so near the mines and foundries of Anglach is unwise, for these seekers of treasures, or indeed for any. Who can say what foul work was undertaken for Sauron at Anglach, or what terrible craft was done there in the name of his war? Who could tell? Who could tell? Apparently, Eorzin is laughing. Why is that? Let's find that out in the next episode of Pineleaf in Mordor.